Welcome to our weekly digital marketing news update. This week there's been new news from Google, TikTok, Facebook, and more. If you enjoy our weekly and daily updates, then don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our Facebook page, and sign up for our newsletter. Google has updated the product data specification for the Merchant Center. The requirements for the product data specification ensure that all data which is submitted to the Merchant Center is formatted appropriately. This will allow shopping ads and organic shopping listings to perform at their best. Each year, these specifications are updated to improve users' shopping experiences. Some of the updates this year include checkout price enforcement. Google will now verify pricing throughout the checkout process to ensure that the Merchant Center price matches the final purchase price. This policy already existed, however, it's now being actively enforced. Region-specific shipping items. Sellers can now define shipping times for specific regions at an item level. These new sub-attributes will apply to paid and organic shopping listings. Back-ordered and pre-ordered products. Within the availability attributes, sellers can now specify if a product is on back order or is on pre-order. Big, tall, and plus size. A size attribute has been added so that clothes sellers can differentiate their clothes types. This will improve the shopping search function for users. Over the last couple of weeks, we've talked a lot about the importance of video captions. Now TikTok is implementing captioning on their platform. TikTok wants to ensure that their platform is fully accessible to all users, which is why they're implementing auto captions. Auto captions will generate subtitles so that users can read or listen to their content. When a creator is making content, they can select auto caption on the editing page. This will allow the automatic transcribing of their video. Creators can also edit the captions to ensure they're accurate. With this feature, users can choose whether or not to have captions showing. You can turn captions off by tapping on the share button and then captions. This is initially available in American English and Japanese with additional languages in the coming months. TikTok wants to encourage all users to use this feature in their content. Facebook wants to give users more control over their experience on their platform, and they're doing this with 3 new features. This update will allow Facebook users to control who can comment on their posts, filter their newsfeed for more relevant content, and learn more about the recommended posts that they're shown. Users will be able to restrict comments to an account or an individual post level for public posts. They will be able to select who is allowed to comment on their posts from these options: public, friends, or people and pages mentioned in the post. To apply these settings, you need to click the 3 dots on the top right of your post, then click Who can comment on your post. Anyone not included in your selection won't see the comment button on your post. The newsfeed filters will allow users to filter their feed by their favourites or most recent. With the favourites filter, users can choose up to 30 profiles and pages that they want to see. Manage this in your settings under the news feed preferences. YouTube will be allowing ads to show on more content types. This expands ad placements for advertisers, but also expands monetization opportunities for content creators. Content creators have always struggled with monetization because tiny things could make a video unsuitable. However, YouTube has updated their advertiser-friendly guidelines to be less restrictive. Some content that included discussions around sensitive topics or negative experiences have previously now been monetized. However, certain content areas are being moved out of the scope for partial monetization and into full monetization. This will allow more opportunities for creators to monetize their content. Educational content that could include sensitive events will now be eligible for monetization, as will controversial issues, but only where the content isn't graphic. Adult humour will also be eligible. Lastly, they are loosening the restriction on content which contains profanities. After the 30th of June 2021, Facebook Analytics will no longer be accessible. This gives advertisers less than 3 months to export their data and find another solution. This announcement was published in the Facebook for Business Help Center without much in the way of actively informing anyone. However, if you now navigate to analytics.facebook.com, you're redirected to the announcement. They offer no explanation as to why this tool is going, but they do offer other business tools as alternatives. Facebook suggests that users turn to Facebook Business Suite, Ads Manager, or Events Manager. However, the reality is that users will need to use a combination of the three to match the abilities of Facebook Analytics. Facebook Analytics was used to connect Facebook page data with Facebook pixel data. This allowed businesses to connect a path between people who had interacted with their page and then made a purchase with their site. However, this data has been harder to come by because of the iOS 14 update, which gives users the choice of whether or not they want to be tracked. We hope you've had a great week. Don't forget to like, follow and subscribe, and we'll see you on Monday for our daily update.